Cocktail, because the damn thing is loose. You tighten it up. How do you tighten it up? No, not that way. It's not here. You have to spin it. I'm not going to spin it. Hold on. You're going to get that up. Don't worry about it. I'll just hold it. Yeah.
How we doing, everybody? Can you hear me? I'm not going to need you to pull that string for about 15 minutes. So you stand wherever you want. Everybody stand wherever they want. Players, you stand where the coach has told you to stand. All right? Stand straight. I say that right, Coach Marranca? So we're here today to honor Coach Paul Marranca. So you can clap. My name, if you don't know it, is Lou Bikes Champy. I'm the president of the Wyoming Area Football Alumni Association. That's right, Gabriella. You heard me. That means I sell raffle tickets and sponsorships, and I'm damn proud of it. So we got a pretty big weekend here. We have the dedication tonight. We have Warrior Pride Camp tomorrow, and then we finish it up with the golf tournament on Saturday. It's our biggest fundraiser. Nobody does this alone. It takes a village. I'm going to name some names of my committee, and I'm going to name some of our larger sponsors over the last 25 years or so. I'm going to miss people. All right? Get over yourselves. Vice President of the Wyoming Area Football Alumni Association, we could not do it without him, former Warrior great Tom Campenny. Mayor Angelo Alfano. My brother and my partner, Jim Champy. Gina Malski, who's running the show tonight. I'm taking orders from her tonight. Jerry Zeza, who did a great job with designing just about everything you see. Rhonda Pizzano, who's in charge of check-in at Warrior Pride Camp tomorrow night. My sister Michelle Riley, who's in charge of the food on Saturday. Johnny Morgan, who's helping us on Saturday. Johnny, I still don't know what I'm having you do yet. Over the last 25 years, it's been my great pleasure to work in conjunction with many presidents of the Parents Club, the folks who stick out most to me, Nick Perugini Sr., Don Minnick, and former Warrior great and current president of the Wyoming Area Parents, Michael Crane. So as I said, it's my job to sell raffle tickets and sponsorships. I'm going to give a quick thank you to some of our bigger and more consistent sponsors. I have a program book here. Guys, if their name is on the scoreboard, if their name's in the program books, thank them. We can't do it. You know, there's an old movie called The Right Stuff. It was about NASA, the NASA program. And they said, without Bucks, there's no Buck Rogers. All right? We put a lot of money into the team, and we got to thank the people who put us there. All right? Bill Angelo, Lou Machanti, Pride Mobility Products, Jim McDermott, Evercore Management, Fidelity Bank, Todd Piotnik, Don Casey, Dr. Bill Perbola, FNCB Bank, Paul Angeli, Eric Thomas, the Marinacci family, Pace Transportation, Rick Williams, Diamond Manufacturer, James Egan, Tony Polich, Tony Bruno, Tim Urich, Ted Harris. And Ted, I didn't call you Brother of Al, even though I was tempted to. 26 Digital, Joey Shaver, Joe and Tom Burke, Ryan McDonald, Nick Moselle, Independent Graphics and the Champy family. Special thanks to John Pollard, our superintendent, and to Eric Spees, our high school principal. What do we do? What do we do with the money that we get? How do we invest it in the program? Over the last 3 years, your contributions have added up to $35,000 a year average. We run the summer program. We run scholarships. As you've seen, we've fixed up this weight room several times in the last 5 years. On-field upgrades, clinics, camps, speed classes, helmet covers. Todd, we could have used those. On-field gear and technology. Basically, whatever the team needs, we are here for them. Now, right now, we're going to have a couple people speak. Representing the school board is a guy that played in the late 70s. He was on 2 championship Wyoming area teams, and he was on the first West Pittston Rams team. Everybody, Dave Buttons Albrigi. How's that?
Thank you, everyone. On behalf of the Wyoming Area School Board, I would like to congratulate Marranca on the naming of the Paul J. Marranca Performance Center. Even though I speak before you today as a member of the school board, I can truly call him coach because I played for him for 4 years from 1977 to 1980. I remember the first time I met Coach Marranca. We were in 8th grade, and we got the announcement that anyone who was going to play football meet in the auditorium last period. Now, as Pikes mentioned, the West Pittston Rams, we were coming off a championship season, undefeated and unscored upon. We thought we knew everything. Little do we know, the journey was about to begin. Our sophomore year, we went 10-1. Our junior year, 7-3. And our senior year, Pikes, I forget, where did we go our senior year? 12-0. 1980 Eastern Conference champions, and still the last undefeated team in Wyoming area history. Coach Marranca laid the foundation for Wyoming area to become the successful football program it is today. He taught us respect, discipline, hard work, and pride, which not only made us successful on the field, but it also carried over in everyday life. And looking at this beautiful facility, we've come a long way from working out in the basement of the gym in the boiler room. Once again, Coach, congratulations, and thank you for all you've done for Warrior Nation. And I'd like to end this speech like we used to end all of our practices. P-R-I-D-E, pride. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Bun. I hate to correct you, but we won 8 games our junior year.
was always bad at math.
Next up, we have our athletic director, who is a former Warrior great, not only in football, but track. He went on to the University of Pittsburgh as a preferred walk-on. He's worked for Wyoming area since he graduated from the University of Pittsburgh. In recent years, our teams have excelled. Our football team won our only state championship. Our field hockey teams are unparalleled. Our baseball teams won 2 district championships. And a lot of that has to do with our next speaker, Coach Joey Pisano.
Thanks, Mike. Big difference looking out here from when we played for Coach Marranca or coached with Coach Marranca. Everybody here knows him as the old, mean coach who gave the 4-letter FEAR sign to the person that we got to know more than anybody out there. And I started here 27 years ago as a coach under Coach Marranca, and at that time we had no alumni association. In 2012, Coach Marranca came out and met with us and told us he was retiring, and he gave us the breakdown of what we were going to do, and he started this alumni association. And just to put into perspective, our budget when he was here, we were approximately $30,000 a year in equipment, helmets, shoulder pads, spikes, everything that went on to provide our program what it is today, and it is the best in the country. And I don't care what anybody says, we have the best equipment, we have the best coaching staff, we have the biggest supporters from our alumni, our school board, our administration, our community, and it shows by this right here, and it shows what he has done to build this to where we are. We went from 30,000 budget to 13,000 currently. So that money has to come from somewhere, and it comes from all of you guys, all the alumni who have played under Coach Marranca from the Coach, what year was it that you started here? 1776 till right now. Some of the uniforms or some of the jerseys or the shoulder pads that he purchased in the 90s and 2000s, everybody yelled and complained about the Douglas shoulder pads that he was providing that were $200 back then. They're still in the locker rooms right now. Anybody here have a green Douglas shoulder pad? Raise your hand. Okay, so that just shows you the stuff that he was putting on you guys, and they're still using right now. It was not junk, and how we get to that is by the support from the alumni, the money that gets brought in. We go by, you look at the support we have. We had a state championship run in 2019. We win the state championship. We're sitting at my brother's house, my wife and my sister-in-law, Renee, and we said, what are we going to do if we win? And everybody said, I don't know, let's get them a t-shirt. Let's get them this, let's get them that. And my wife and sister-in-law said, as soon as we win, we'll start making phone calls. And I don't know another program in the area or in the state where the day we won was Saturday. By Monday, we already raised $42,000 in 2 or 3 days by just alumni reaching out saying, hey, what can we do? And we called one guy, and the next guy said, you know what? How much did Todd Piotnik give? And when they said $5, Harvey said, I'll times that by 10. And then the next guy said, I'll do that. So you don't have that everywhere. I get phone calls from all over the state asking, what do you do? Does your school give you so much money? And the answer is yes, we have the support, but it's all of our alumni who come back. I mean, when you step on the field in 7th grade here, everything is part of the program. it's done the right way, and it carries through your whole life, no matter what it does, and you give back from the time you walk in until the time you walk out. So with all that being said, I want to thank everybody here and say congratulations to Coach Marranca. This is something that is definitely, it's past due, and we're happy that we can do it for you, Coach. Congrats.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, so the next introduction is complicated. So it's a two-part introduction. As we know, Coach Spencer is in the hospital. He had emergency appendectomy this week. I've been blessed to have worked with Coach Spencer in his head coaching capacity for about the last 16, 18 years, and thanks to Coach Campo, I know that Randy has had 103 career wins, 2 district championships, 6 conference championships, and our only state title in 2019. So speaking for Coach Spencer today is our assistant head coach, Coach Fonte, who is not only a wizard with offensive and defensive line play, but he's one of the foremost experts on throwing a javelin in the state of Pennsylvania. Member of the Ring of Pride, guys really worked hard to become a great football coach. Everybody, Coach Mike Fonte. There you are, Coach. He used to intern for Uncle Al.
Oh, yes. That's where I got my start at Independent Graphics. And we wouldn't be here without Independent Graphics and everything Bikes does and the Champy family, so that's important. But the first part I'm going to read is from Coach Spencer. He's in the hospital and he's recovering, so we're wishing him well. On behalf of myself and our coaching staff and the entire 2024 Wyoming area Warriors football program, we like to congratulate Coach Paul Marranca on the dedication of the Performance Center here in his honor. I'm so proud to have been a player, coach for him and on his staff, and an assistant coach. Mentored by him for 16 years, and hopefully someone who he continues to take great pride in, along with our program's state championship standard. One of the things that I hope you and I both share great pride in is the genuine Warrior pride that has been developed in this year's varsity and junior high players throughout their careers that join us here today. Coach, he wants to finish by thanking you for everything that you have given and everything that you continue to give. Enjoy your day. We're all proud and respect you more than you'll ever know. Always Warrior proud. So that's from Coach Spencer. Now this is coming from me, okay? And when they... You got 2 minutes. Relax. When Coach said they were going to do this for Coach, it's great because Coach Spencer, obviously it's very upsetting he couldn't be here, but when he called me the other morning and told me and said, Coach, I'm not going to be able to make it, you're going to have to handle this. I said, well, Coach, look on the bright side. 5 years ago, almost to the day, you were rushed to the hospital for your heart. We won a state title. So hopefully the same thing can happen this year. So there's the silver lining in this, so that's what we're hoping for. But Coach Marranca was a great coach, a role model for myself. A lot of people, Coach Pizzano, you could come out here, Coach Pizzano. Where is he? Coach Pizzano always says, he calls me like Mini Marranca, stuff like that. Well, that's who I learned from. I do a lot of things similar to him, especially when it comes to the equipment. But I just never had the budget that Coach Marranca had. Okay, I don't have the budget he has, so that's a tough thing. But I want to congratulate him. He means a lot to this program. Great tradition here at Wyoming area. He taught us everything he knows, so I want to thank him, and you earned it, Coach.
Thanks, Coach Fonte. So I've written and rewritten this speech, this introduction in my head many times. But this is the way I decided to go. A good friend of mine, Lou Shanty, emailed me something that was very eloquent, that he wanted me to read, but yeah, Lou, you can tell it to Coach when you see him. I'm just going to do my own thing. I got a plaque here for Coach Marranca. I just want to read off the statistics. Career winning percentage, 703. Record, 230, 98, and 2. 7 Wyoming Valley Conference championships. 2 Eastern Conference championships. 3 district titles. 1980 Coach of the Year. 12-time Wyoming Valley Conference Coach of the Year. Big 33 coach. Co-founder of the Wyoming Area Football Alumni Association. PSFCA Hall of Fame. Wyoming Area Ring of Pride. So, Coach brought us a poem in the mid-70s. This is the beginning of a new day. I believe you guys still say it. This is the beginning of a new day. God has given me this day to use as I will. I can waste it or use it for good. What I do today is important because I'm exchanging the day of my life for it. I want it to be gain, not loss. Good, not evil. And success, not failure. In order that I do not regret the price I paid for it. Because the future is just a whole string of nows. So, for most of us, the future is here. And fortunately, though we're not really sure who gets credit for that poem, that's Wyoming Area's poem. That's Coach Paul Marranca's poem. That's the way we lived our life. It has been gain, not loss. It has been good, not evil. And it has been success, not failure. We do not regret the price we paid for it. The future is here. I had 3 great mentors in my day. The old man, Lou Sr., Bob Octaliba, and Paul Marranca. I consider myself a pretty lucky guy. And I can go on and on about Wyoming Area football. And I can go on and on about Paul Marranca, and I will tonight. But right now, I want to introduce Paul Marranca, and when Coach is done, Michael Bursky, we're going to unveil that sign. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Paul J. Marranca.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'm humbled and proud to have this weight training facility dedicated in my name. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to the Alumni Association and to the Board of Education for this honor. 27 years ago, as you heard, our kids were lifting in the basement hallway of the high school gym. We then took over a little boiler room next to it. And I said to our superintendent at the time, Joe Casarella, I said, Joe, we need a better place. He said, find it. Well, lo and behold, across from our stadium, this was a maintenance building storage. I took him in one day and everything from floor to ceiling was, I want to say, garbage, broken desks, the original Radio Shack computer where it was in here being stored. He says, go ahead, take it. I said, we'll put a new weight room in and it won't cost the school district a dime. The football team came one day and we emptied, or I shouldn't say one day, it took a couple of days. We filled 8 dumpsters with garbage. Then the project began. I took Louis Champy, who's a great supporter of mine, a good friend, and I took him out to lunch. I said, Louis, I have a project for you. So we're going to start an alumni association, and we're going to do a new weightlifting project. He looks at me and says, okay, let's go. Louis is like a dog with a bone. You give him a task and he will get it done. We solicited alumni, businesses. We had the Parents Association. We asked for time, money, materials. We had the Parents Association. I'm going to throw out some names. I know I'll miss some too. Dave Pacchioni, Pete Mazinski, Greg Insalaco, Mike Fonte Sr., Jack Wolcott. And we're under the tutelage of the late Bob Kowalczyk, who was a master carpenter and craftsman. Under his tutelage, we finished this weight room in less than a year. And in 1997, our teams, all our teams, sports teams, began to use it. What people don't understand, that Alumni Association, that was the beginning of 27 years of giving back to the program. We have given, I take that as the Alumni Association, given back to the school district, the program, more than $1 million over that time. Some of the projects which people don't realize were ours. Besides reconstructing this building and putting in a new weight room, we did the scoreboard, which is the largest high school scoreboard in the state of Pennsylvania. We did the press box. We renovated the locker rooms. We air conditioned the press box in locker room. We did the 25-second clocks. We did the goalpost. That's all done by the Alumni Association. And when Joey Pisano talked about equipment, we have the best equipment that you can buy. Our kids wear what you see on Sunday. The pros don't have anything better than what our kids wear because they deserve it. This is not done by one person. This is a team effort. And I may be recognized as the figurehead of the Alumni Association, but I want to recognize some people that make this happen. And the person that's next to me, Lou Champion, where'd he go? He is the heart of the Alumni Association. He does everything that you can ask. He does all the dirty jobs. He solicits the money, and you people here may not go home with any money tonight because he will get you before it's over. I want to thank Louis for the great job that you have done, the job that you always do. There's nothing that you can't accomplish. Thank you very much. The second person I want to recognize, and I'm not sure he's here, but I hope he is Mike Laffey. I hired Mike Laffey 30 years ago as our weight training instructor. He taught kids the proper way to lift, and he wrote up countless programs for hundreds of athletes to teach them how to lift correctly and make them better, stronger, bigger, stronger, faster. Mike, I heard, is retiring this year, and I told Coach Spencer on the phone the other day, we're going to have a hard time replacing him. I see he's here. Mike, thank you very much. The third person I want to recognize, and he was up here speaking before, I've been associated with Wyoming area since the inception, 1966, played on the first football and baseball teams. And over that 60 years, our athletic program that we have right now in all sports is the best it has ever been. And the reason for that is our athletic director, Joe Pisano. Joey, congratulations on a great job. And the key to that, he has gotten coaches to realize that the season doesn't end after the last game. You have to go to the off-season program. You got to go to clinics. You got to go to seminars. In order to be better and to win championships, you got to have coaches that want to do that. And all our sports program right now, we have probably the best coaches that I have seen at Wyoming area in the whole existence. I've lived in 2 states and follow high school football in Florida and Arizona, as well as Pennsylvania. We have something that is unique here. And I just want to say, Joey, thank you, doing a great job. The other day, I had a newspaper reporter call me, and that hasn't happened since I retired. And he wanted to do an interview, and one of the things he asked me, he says, "What are you most proud of in your coaching career?" And I had to think about it for a little while, and I think I surprised him. It's not all my wins. It's not those championships. The most important thing are tied into 3 levels. One, we established a tradition and legacy here at Wyoming area. What you see here, all these people here are part of that tradition. We taught hard work, dedication, loyalty, sportsmanship. The second thing I'm most proud of, the Alumni Association. We started something that became a platform for our athletes to show the pride in their program, a venue that they can be, what's the word I want? They can talk about their teams and their pride in their own teams. We just heard it before, the 80 team, and someone says, well, the 19 team was the state championship. There's that pride back and forth. But what the Alumni Association has done, it created a fraternity of people that have gone through the same summer conditioning, the same discipline program. They have gone through the same hard knocks that teaches life lessons. But more importantly, it teaches lifelong friendships and that camaraderie that we have here at Wyoming area. Louis said I had 3 minutes. I think I probably used my 3 minutes. So in closing, let me just say I want to thank my family. My daughter Sarah is here, my son PJ, my brothers Joe and John, my sister Grace, and all of you for being part of a great Wyoming area tradition. And I want to thank all the Wyoming parents for allowing me the honor and privilege of coaching your kids. In closing, in my veins, green and gold will always run. And I'll always be warrior proud. Thank you.
Everyone's still like a cat. Michael, you here? Coach, you coming? Yep. So, Coach, I guess you could say, by the power vested in me, by you, ladies and gentlemen, the Paul J. Marranca Performance Center.
I think if you hadn't had the opportunity, take a chance and go through our facility. I think you will be impressed by what we have put together here. Take a look, and I think you'll find out what we do for our kids. It's so important.
So guys, we're over at the banks at 5. If you want to buy a ticket when you get there, you can. If you want to tour the facility, please do, and enjoy the weekend. Thank you very much, everybody.
Good to go.